What's up? So tonight we will be on Supernatural Season 1 recap. Yeah, we're just weird to have a recap where I don't have the in the title. But yeah, me and Jeffrey D. Morgan reviewing a show together that he was in. He's in. Aren't you right, Jeffrey D. Morgan? You were in the show. You played John Winchester. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I do a very good Negan impression. Yeah, I was in the show. Yeah, but yeah. So this season starts off 22 years ago, where we see Mary Winchester, her husband John Winchester, and her husband John Winchester, and their two sons, a 4-year-old Dean Winchester and a 6-month-old Sam Winchester. Yes, and and Mary takes Sam up to his crib, but that's when one night she sees something mysterious, who she does think is her husband. But when she discovers that her husband is asleep watching TV, she screams that she goes back upstairs and sees the creature and screams, alerting John. Every time I'm gonna mention John in this series, I'm not gonna point to the Negan poster because we all know that's John. And yeah, so he goes up there. Discovers his wife up on the ceiling, covered in flames, as the flames explode, killing her. So he gets Dean and Sam out of there. So in present day, we see a college bound Sam with his girlfriend Jess. And if you've seen Jess's actress before, she's the one that played Lindsay, aka Fake Kara, on Smallville. So Sam's talking about Bull Ride, but then that night he hears some bump in the night. It's Dean, of course, telling him that their father went missing on one of his hunting trips and that they need to go find him. But Sam's like, dude, I got a girlfriend. I got a life. I don't want to go find our missing dad who literally abused us for all these years. But Dean's like, dude, we gotta do this. So he lies to Jess, saying that they're going on some road trip. So they go out on the road and they get stopped by some cops, who they pretend to be cops too, to get their attention. So meanwhile, we see this random guy just talking to his girlfriend when a woman in white attacks him. Tries to seduce him, and then, unknowing to him, kills him. So, yep, our first villain of the season, the first villain of the episode, is a woman in white. So Dean and Sam discover this too, and do some more digging on this woman in white, and discover that she used to have a normal life. She had some kids, she had a husband, but tragically not ended when her kids magically drowned in the bathtub. And she fell off a cliff. And she decided that she couldn't take it anymore, so she killed herself. Meanwhile, the husband's still alive, and Sam goes to talk to him, saying, is there any suspicion that your wife could have done anything evil? But that dude's like, get off my property. My wife was an innocent woman. Get off my property. So yeah. So meanwhile, yeah. So Dan, what is he? Dan. That's Dean and Sam. They're called Dan. Dean and Sam talk about their mom and about how the only thing he has of his mom are pictures. And he says about how his mom is never his mom. He talks about how his dad acts like the death of his mom was their fault and how their mom isn't coming back. This triggers Dean. And Sam is like, I'm sorry about that, but Dean's like, no, bro, no chick flick moments. See, this is why Dean is the best character, and I don't care what anyone says, he's the best character. So yeah. So they get in car with the woman in white. The woman in white tries to seduce Sam, even though Sam claims that he is a girlfriend. And yeah, but then when they get to the house, the ghosts of the children come back, and they drag the mom down to wherever she came from, and boom. So yeah, but then but something mysteriously happens. When Sam gets home, drips of blood come on his face, and he sees Jess in the same exact position that his mom was, as fire engulfs her, killing her too. And now Sam's like, yeah, let's do this. That was a good episode. So in the second episode, there's this like mysterious cave monster attacking, and Dean and Sam must stop it. There's this guy who's in a camp with his friends, but his friends, one of my texting, his friends start getting attacked by this mysterious monster. It seems like die. So Dean and Sam investigate this, and discover that it's just a monster keeping them alive for some reason. So they team up with a girl named Haley, I think that's her name, who is I think she's the sister, or she's the boyfriend of the guy that, I think she's the boyfriend of the guy that got kidnapped. So they team up with her, and welcome to the long-running girl characters that team up with our boys. Yeah, but it wouldn't be the end of this first season of a girl teaming up with our boys. So they're able to save the guy. Meanwhile, in episode 3, this girl goes swimming until she's attacked by this random monster. So Dean and Sam discover that, this is literally the whole plot of the season, that Dean and Sam discover a thing, stop the thing, and then another thing is there for them to discover. Oh, this show. So yeah, so then when the son gets his hand chopped off by and also one of the maintenance guys gets his hand chopped off by a garbage disposal. Yeah. It's revealed that this is just this young spirit of a boy that was killed by this girl's father and his friend, who is the guy who died, and he wants revenge because as kids they put him in an ice cooler and they put him in too long that he died. So now he's getting revenge on anyone who sees him. So yeah, and then there's this son there's the girl's son who's so disturbed by the death of his father that he now only draws so much, but Dean's able to give him a picture and bond with the kid. So after the spirit takes the father, the kid's finally able to start talking again. So then in episode 4, there's this guy on the plane that gets possessed by a black smoky thing and lets everyone else die, and like opens the plane and lets everyone else die. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not going full in detail in this review, but basically just the same premise. Like, with my other recaps, they were very interesting and they had very good plots. But this recap is kind of the same thing that happens every time. Ooh, Dean and Sam, there was a mysterious death that occurred. Dean and Sam stop it, and then just keeps rinse repeating until the end of the season. Do you see how that's a problem? So, yeah, so Dean and Sam were able to use their salt to stop the criminal because he has a bad problem with flying, has a bad problem with, bad problem with flying. So in episode 5, these teenage girls decide to summon Bloody Mary. And it's weird saying that. And she comes to life. And she starts killing people. Because these are teenage girls and they don't know that they're on a supernatural show. So they bleed from their eyes and they start saying about, and she possesses them, saying about how they killed the person and she's making them pay. Like the girl summons it, but then the dad gets killed. But then the girl summons it and then she gets killed. So then Dean and Sam must stop this girl. Stop the girl from doing what she's doing. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird episode. So they're able to stop it. They're able to make her see her own reflection as her normal self sees her spiritual self, and it makes the spiritual self bleed from her eyes and die. And yep, that's the end of that villain. I think episode 6. I'm checking this. In episode 6, we get a serial killer shapeshifter plot where one of Sam's friends calls him because there's a shapeshifter that killed a guy that took on the likeness of her brother. Actually, first this episode starts off with cops coming to arrest Dean. So then it starts off with this plot. But yeah, so then so Dean and Sam are able to catch the shapeshifter, but problems arise when the shapeshifter turns into Dean and captures Sam. So the shapeshifter starts saying stuff like Dean wouldn't say about how he always dislikes Sam, and about how always like Negan, John, always didn't like him and stuff. And it's like, man, this family is. Yeah. So then the shapeshifter starts molting, but then he randomly turns into Dean like nothing happened. So they're able to stop him and free the brother, and everything comes to a close. So episode 7 starts with this girl, and I forget her name, so I'm just gonna call her girl, and she's talking about this guy that she likes. This guy that she likes. So they go on a date, but that's when the hook man attacks. He kills the boyfriend and leaves her alive to tell the tale, just like Zoom and the cops. Just like Zoom and those cops, man. So, yeah. Just like him and those cops. So, yeah. So what happens is that Dean this a huge secret is that the hook man is replacing his victims with his body parts. So yeah, they're able to stop him. They're able to stop him. And I'm for the next episode. Warning: this episode may be the creepiest episode because it's about bugs who drill into people's brains. Yep. Weird episode. So there's these miners who are working on a plane, but then one of them discovers a bug who drills into its brain and kills him. So Dean and Sam discover this and check it out. So they meet this family. Who has a son, and he discovers the bugs. His dad doesn't. He has a son who doesn't. He has a father who does not listen to him. Who has a father that does not listen to him. And Dean reveals about how once Sam left for college, his dad, John, tried to call him, but he didn't answer. So now this makes Sam realize maybe John wasn't bad after all. You might get annoyed at me always pointing at Negan when I ever mention John. It's the only thing I can do. So, yeah. Yeah. So they have this son that won't. So he tries to say, "Hey, tell your father. Don't tell your dad." It slips out. The dad freaks out at them, telling them to stay away from his son. But then once they see the bugs, they're like, "Oh crap!" So the bugs are able to tear through the landlines, causing no phones to work. And everyone in the attic is being attacked by bugs until they open the sunlight and the bugs just go through. I guess. So then in episode, I actually remember episode 9. In episode 9, we have Sam. Sam has powers where he's able to vision. He's basically like Cisco of Supernatural, where he's able to see visions before they happen. Where he sees this girl being terrorized by a fire monster in their old house. So they decide to go to their old house, where they get their doctor friend, who is very hilarious, and Dean and Sam decide to help this girl who thinks she's seeing a fireman attack them. So, yeah. Yeah, seeing a fireman attack them. Boom. So, yeah, boom. So the son really hooked on juice, and the demon's able to convince him to go into the freezer where he locks him shut. He should have hypothermia, but the girl who I forgot the name of is able to help them. So they're able to stop the demon that is haunting their house by the ghost of their mother coming back and showing the ghost at bay. Yes, the ghost of their mother comes back and is able to fight the ghost, destroying her. Okay, and then at the end of the episode, it is revealed that their father is really staying at the house. Okay? Their father is at the house, and they don't know it. So, yeah. So meanwhile, there's this episode about this asylum that whoever goes into it gets possessed, and the doctor is like, and the police officer is like, we better split up. Because this is not a horror show and not one of us is going to get possessed by an evil spirit. Yep, the other guy gets possessed by an evil spirit, goes home, kills his wife, and then kills himself. R.I.P. guy. So they discover this and decide to go. These two other kids decide, hey, this is not a horror show. We won't get scared at all, and decide to go alone. Sam and Dean find her, and yeah, the boyfriend is faced with a weird looking version of her that kisses him, and then when he hears her name, she freaks out. So this is a weird episode. This is a weird episode. So yeah, this is gotta take cake as the weirdest episode. So yeah, so they tell her to face her fear, and she meets with the guy, and he tells her a number. And by the end of the episode, they get woken up by a call from their dad. So yeah, so in episode 12. It starts off with Dean and Sam fighting a monster. Actually, yeah. First it starts with them like their dad's like saying, "Hey, stop looking for me." So Dean and Sam fight a monster that physically electrocutes Dean. So he gets home from the hospital, and Dean and Sam tricks him into going to this place where, hey, Rhea's here. Yeah, Rhea Morgan from Dexter. Her actress is in this episode, and she's dying from a terminal disease. Well, this healing guy says, hey, he can heal her. So he heals Dean, but it's revealed that healing Dean accidentally kills this other guy. So Dean and Sam are like going, actually, no. Wait, no, that's episode 12. Sorry, confusing. Episode 11 starts off with the dad calling Dean and Sam. And and Sam's like, hey, I gotta go find this monster. I gotta go find the thing that killed my mom and my girlfriend. Well, Sam's like, yo, we gotta listen to our dad and fight this scarecrow looking thing. So they break up. On the road, Sam meets Meg, who becomes a later character in the later episodes of the season, but for so far she looks like a normal teenage girl. She helps him out, she helps him realize that, boy, Dean really needs him. So meanwhile, this scarecrow is killing couples. So Sam meets this girl that her grandparents are gonna sacrifice her to the demon, and meanwhile, back with Meg, it's revealed that she's some sort of thing as she kills her driver and then talks to a weird thing that she calls father, and says how she should have killed Dean and Sam when she had a chance, but her dad says no, don't do that. So yeah, we totally leave off of that for a couple episodes. As I said, we have the episode where Dean gets electrocuted by a monster. He's gonna die, but then Rita Morgan shows up and it's like, hey guys, I have a convenient way to heal you. Go to this healer guy I know, because she's dying from terminal illness. She's like, go to this healer guy I know. So he helps her, but he passes Dean's sickness on to another guy. Rita's Lila/Rita's mom is mad that the doctor will help Dean, but it won't help her daughter. So yeah. So Rita gets called up by the Reverend, but it's revealed that it's actually the wife healing these people to help her husband's business, because she sends this monster thing to kill other people. So Dean decides to distract with a fire in the tent, but Lila/Rita isn't happy about this. She's like, how could I do that friend I've only known for a day, but already have a kind of a romantic thing for? So yeah, so Sam finds out about this, and bam, destroys her evidence. So yeah, we never see what happened to Lila, so I'm guessing she died off screen. And yeah, we never see what happened to Lila, so I'm guessing she died of her terminal illness. Kind of a dark way to go for a character that only appeared in one episode. So yeah, so in episode 13, we have this guy driving alone when a random possessed truck kills him. So Dean gets a call from one of his ex-girlfriends about how the fact that guy being killed was her dad. Yeah, Dean had an ex-girlfriend who he accidentally let slip about the magical power, about them hunting demons. Yeah, boy Dean. And this girl is played by Murray, aka Vixen from Arrow, and the Vixen Show. So, yeah, so she and Dean, have a romance. It's revealed that, I'm just gonna say it, it's revealed that, that there was this guy who was mad that the lady and that the girl that he liked was marrying the guy from the beginning, so he burned a church, killing the children's choir. Wow, this show is dark. Wow. And then they killed the guy. So then the guy possessed the truck. So the guy's spirit possessed the truck to kill that guy. Man, is this show dark. A racist truck and a burning of children. Man, did this show just get way too messed up. A burning of children and a racist truck. Man, show. Man. So, yeah. So Sam starts having these weird dreams of this guy getting killed in a fire. So they go as priests, because what better can they do in this show? And they meet Zelda Spelling from Sabrina Teenage Witch. Yep, she's in this episode, and she's and there's this psychic kid played by Stanley Dover from Arrow, and he's killing his family, the members of his family, because they abused him for the death of his mom. That he thinks was killed by the same person that killed Jet and Sam's mom, and Sam learns the power of pushing things together using his mind. So, yep, Sam learns the power of using his mind. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? He learns the power of using his imagination. So, yeah. So Sam sees a vision of Dean dying, and he sees a vision of the wife. So, yeah. So he's like, so instead of killing his stepmom, he chooses to kill himself. Because that's the solution to this. That's the solution to this. What's next? So, yeah. So this episode, so now we're on the Benders, which has one of the creepiest little girls I've ever seen in anything. So, yeah. So there's this guy, and until he's kidnapped by a bunch of rednecks, because they're dumb for some reason. Nothing against rednecks, but this is how the show. So Sam gets captured. Dean meets this cop who should arrest him, but I don't know why he doesn't. And yeah, I don't know why she doesn't arrest the man. So yeah, so he pretends to change his name and says how Sam's his cousin, but then the cop realizes how bunch of crap that is, and chains him to. So she looks for Sam herself until she's captured by that little girl. Dean uses an antenna on the cop car to get out of the restraint, where he finds Sam and the cop. I forgot her name. Sorry, it's been 22 episodes of this season. I totally forgot her name by this point. And yeah, totally uses his power. But then they kidnap him and beat him up. And the little girl is set to watch him, but nothing comes of it. It said that they killed her brother, so they kill him. The girl's just locked in a closet. They locked her in a closet. Yep. No resolution of that. So like, hey girl, watch this man. And then he's just like, in the closet you go. And she's had to be one of the creepiest kids ever. So he tells them to get out of there or they will be arrested by the police. So Dean and Sam are discovering what to do next. And that's when Meg makes her come back again. And she says, "Oh, hey, Sam, what's up? It's not like I'm trying to kill you or anything." Meg makes her reappearance. So they get a loot of this because a girl named Meredith was killed by a shadowy figure. And they think that Meg has something to do with this Deva. Until Sam sees her naked and is like, yeah, there's no way. Until he discovers her chanting and discovers, oh yeah, she's summoning those things. So they get into a fight where she's like, he points a gun at her, but she's like, guys, we're in episode 16. You really think I'm gonna fall for that and capture them? So they reveal that they have her dad. She reveals that they have their dad, and they push her out a window where she dies, but not really because I guess she's a demon too. So as Dean and his family walk away, she comes up ready for her next revenge plot. So there are in episode 17, we see these kids just walking around this random house. But then that's when they see one of their friends is dead. So Dean and Sam decide to investigate this, and they investigate the store owner, but he's like, yeah, we were only doing it for a joke. So they go back in the house, and they discover these two wannabe characters who never show up again. Discover who we only see this one time, and we will never see again, come in and are like, oh yeah, we're doing a documentary. So they help them out and realize that there's this ghost that is killing people based on a website they made. Because if they change the website, he changes the killing pattern. Because first he killed because So they're able to stop him. And so in episode 18, we have the episode where a mysterious painting comes to life and kills people. But we also think it's the dad because that's what we were led to believe about how the dad just went nuts and murdered his entire family, his daughter. But it's revealed that when Sam and Dean destroyed the dad's ashes, it's actually the little girl who comes to life, and she killed her, and she killed both her adopted family and her blood family, and now she tries to kill Dean and this girl named Sarah Blake. Ooh, I guess Bellamy is a third sister. Oh yeah, I guess Bellamy and Octavia have another sibling. I guess Octavia's mom found another man on Earth and had a daughter with him. I know that is not true, none of it. But if you're gonna let the Blake on a show, you have to make 100 references. So yeah, so they leave their relationship open ended. So yeah, so they burn the doll, which burns the girl, and the girl is played by Emily Dinsmore from Smallville. Yep, another Smallville chick. Yep, yeah. It's revealed that back in the day, Sam and Dean had a chance to kill. Dean had a chance. Actually, episode 19, we have this witch that is sucking the souls out of children, leaving them in a dense state. And it's revealed that Dean had a chance to kill this spirit back in the day, but failed because it almost killed Sam. So yeah, so it's going after this annoying kid who was Michael. That's his name. It's going after him. So Sam and Dean decide to trick it out by having it steal Michael's soul. But then they trick it by killing it. So then they try to steal Sam's soul, but then they finally kill it in the face. So yes. Now we got this weird episode. So in this episode we got Daniel Elkin, the mentor of our boy John, and he gets killed by a couple of vampires. So this leads John back into the group. Yep. He did come back, but Dean told him to go. So now he's back full time. Everyone. So now he's back full time. Yep. So yeah, so there's this vampire named Warren, played by Warren Christie. Luther, played by Warren Christie, and he has a girlfriend. Yeah, I just watched this episode yesterday, and I already forgot her name. Rose, Janie, something like that. And they kill the boyfriend of this girl, but then they have the female vampire put her blood all over the girl, so she'll turn into a vampire. So when Sam and Dean come to rescue her, she freaks out, saying, "No!" Why? He's like, "Hey, I'll come to rescue her." And she's like, "No!" As it freaks out, yeah. So Dean's here. So John's here for a mission. He's trying to get his buddy's old colt back, which the vampires have. So yeah, so they kidnap the girl, and I forget the name of it again. They kidnap the girl, and they're able to use her power, or they're able to kill the they use the Colt. Sorry, they use the Colt to kill Warren, while his girlfriend and the vampire girl get away. So meanwhile, we get back to a church where we see Pastor Dan. We see a pastor who's been mentioned like a lot of times, and then we see Meg, who's back, and she complains about him, about how she's killed so many people, and he recognizes her, so she kills him. So they know about this, and they're like, "Hey, it must be the demon, and we must come up with a plan to do this." But she's like, yeah, dudes, it was actually her. Come on." And they're like, oh crap. We better do this because it's a television show. So, it's a television show, so we better do this. So they're like, "Hey, here's the cult for the real killer, because there's this mom that's about to be killed by the demon that killed their mom and Jess. So they have to save her. So they beat up the husband who yells to get. So he's about to do it when they shoot it, saving her and Rosie, and that's the baby's name. And yeah, and he's like, "Stay away from us." But the girl's like, "No, he saved our lives." And yeah, so the demon shows up again. Sam is like, "I'll go and stop it." But Dean's like, "You really want to kill yourself just to take down a demon?" And he's like, "That thing killed my girlfriend and her mom." But he's like, "It would have been I know you were about our dad, but that would have killed you, and he wouldn't want that to happen. So, yeah. So, yeah. So meanwhile, Meg and her new friend. So Meg shoots him. So he shoots Meg to prove it's fake, and she's like, "Oh, you crapper!" And they run after him, and he uses holy water, which is what he used as a cantation. And they're like, "Holy water, John, ooh!" So they capture him, and they capture him. So then they get a call from Meg saying, "Ooh, you'll never see your father again." So then in the finale, we we see the boys try to figure out how to save their father. But that's when they go to Lawton from Breaking Bad. And he's the gun guy from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. But that's when Meg shows up, and she starts spouting how their father is dead. So they use a spell on her, and that's when Lawson reveals that she's not really human. She's a girl. She's a demon trapped in a girl's body. So they decide to use the spell to release the demon, but sadly, and says how their father's alive. The real Meg comes back out and tells us that the real Meg that was the demon possessed tells us that she knew what was going on sometimes. So she says that inside a river and before she dies. R.I.P. Meg. The real Meg Masters. So I just love that comment where people say, "Shut up, Meg." But goodbye, Meg Masters. We'll never see you again. So yeah. So they find their dad, but more of the demon possesses other people, and the Here's Johnny guy comes. Jack Nicholson comes in, not really Jack Nicholson, but Jack Nicholson comes in to say, "Here's Johnny," and so they all get their dad out of there, but Dean shoots the guy, but Dean starts to realize their dad's kind of acting strange. He would have beat Dean for shooting an innocent guy, but this reveals that it was actually the demon in his body all along. So he starts turning Dean. Sam's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go," and I'll go and fights him. But then that's when Dean shows up and tells him to. That's when John shows up and tells him to kill him. But Dean's like, "No, I won't," and lets the demon escape. So John's like, "Why'd you do that?" So yeah, on the car ride home, a truck driver, rams into them, ending the season off. Wow, what's gonna happen to our characters? They were just rammed into by a random truck. I guess we'll find that out when we get to season 2 of Supernatural. But yeah, this was a pretty good season. This was a really good season. This show is seeming to be perfect. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time when we review more Supernatural. Dun, dun, dun.